Hello and welcome to December's third Thursday training. This is Christy. I'm with Grow Nebraska. I'll be your facilitator today. Before we start with Brent this afternoon, we have just a couple housekeeping things quick. First, I want to let you know that this month's T3 is brought to you in part by Great Western Bank. I do have Lee Fritzen, the market president here in Kearney, on the line with us, and I'm going to unmute him so he can tell you a little bit about Great Western Bank. Lee?
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the opportunity to help sponsor your webinar today. And just a little bit of plug about our bank. Great Western Bank's a regional bank headquartered in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We are located in 9 states, including Nebraska. In Nebraska, we do have 49 locations serving 28 communities. We kind of pride ourselves in being kind of a big bank serving like a small bank. We take care of any type of needs from traditional banking and checking, savings, loans, all the way up to large loans, wealth management, cash management. Anything that you'd expect from a big bank, but with a small bank culture. So again, thanks for letting us sponsor today, and appreciate everything Grow Nebraska does. And if anyone's ever in the need for those services, please feel free to look us up on the web. We are greatwesternbank.com. Thanks, Chrissy.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you again to Great Western Bank for supporting the Grow Nebraska Foundation and making these trainings possible. Okay, next, our featured member for the December T3 is Kirk Hicks. He is a CPA in Omaha, Nebraska. He unfortunately had a prior obligation, so was unable to join us today. But if you need any business consulting, QuickBooks consulting, or tax planning and preparation help, reach out to Kirk. He would gladly help you. This is the time, end of year, to start getting your taxes ready. So his link is there, his website, and when I send out the email tomorrow with the recorded version of this, all of his contact information as well as Great Western Banks will be included as well. Okay, it is time. Brent, are you ready to take it away? All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and I will give you control.
All right, let's see. All right, so I get set up here. Okay, can everyone see and hear me? Fine.
I think you are good to go. Really quick, Brent, I'm sorry, I'm going to take away really fast. Just to let everyone know, you are muted on today's call. We cannot hear you. Brent has graciously accepted a question and answer forum after his presentation. So if you think of any questions as we're going through this, there is a chat bar. Go ahead and send that directly to me, Christy, the Grow Nebraska contact, and I will make sure to ask those to Brent when the presentation is over. All right, Brent, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, and in full transparency, I thought I'd just do the video so you kind of see that there is a face behind a video behind this presentation too as well. So thank you, Christy, for allowing me to do this presentation. Just a little bit of background to why I think why LinkedIn. Beginning of the year, we lost 2 of our largest accounts, so that'll get your attention quickly. I had to turn to some people and process and technology to make some quick changes, and I found LinkedIn to be one of the best avenues to do that. And that's really my message, is if, you know, when things get tight, or we all know things change fast, I think you can use LinkedIn again to get yourself up and going very quickly. So with that, let's go ahead and start. Again, I'm with Midwest Laboratories. We're an analytical testing lab. You see all the areas we're kind of in: ag, environmental, animal feed, pet food, food. We're on an 11 building campus here in Omaha. and we've got 162 employees. So today, basically, I'm going to go through these pretty fast, but I want to talk about your personal profile, networking, recruiting, marketing, and sales. Your personal profile, again, these are things that I have found to be successful. So I'm just going to tell you how I think, and I'm hoping there's a lot of questions at the end because I know everybody does it a little bit differently. But so let's get going with the bullet points. Basically, your personal profile really comes down to it has to be complete. If you don't have a complete profile, if you don't have a picture, people are not going to connect with you. It's going to be very hard to use LinkedIn. You must be interesting. I think, again, putting your information in a clean, simple format that people can just quickly scan is so important. If it's very wordy, it's going to be hard. And you have to scroll multiple screens, people are not going to be interested. I think your summary statement is the key. That comes right after your picture. And I apologize for not doing any pictures. We'll probably get that in that presentation later in April. But basically that summary statement is the key, and you got to make that something newsworthy that people are going to be interested in. I really think your profile is about you. It's branding yourself. And what I learned this year is, in the past, I wrote a ton of articles. I was big on the marketing side up until about 3 years ago, until I took over the company. And articles and content were the biggest things. Videos is what I kind of switched to this year. And I'll tell you more about that as we go along. But I really found a format that really I could connect with people and build a network around. Commenting and sharing. I don't know how many of you do this very often, but if you really want to be active on LinkedIn, just start commenting and looking at some of the articles. Add your own comments, but be active and involved. And again, you'll get to connect with some really outstanding people. And then create your identity. When you do those comments, again, I keep them short, sweet, call out the person, give credit to whoever shared it with you. But do things, try to find something in a way that you can stand out from the crowd. Videos and content, just 3 really quick things here. Keep it short and to the point. Videos, I try to go under 2 minutes. 1 minute is my goal. I'm probably not as successful as I'd like to be, but I like to keep it right at 1 minute. Content, when I'm writing something, 3 to 5 paragraphs, I try to keep it a lot shorter. Networking, some considerations on that. I would say get the paid LinkedIn version. The free version is okay, but you really need to get the paid. You need to upgrade if you're really going to do it right, you need to upgrade it. Connect with people you do not know. I know everywhere, every conference you go to, everyone tells you only connect with the people you're close to that you really know. I do the opposite. I connect with interesting people. I connect with people that are in particular industries I'm going after. You have to, if you go to a networking event, do you only just talk to the people you know? That's how no, the answer is no. So why would you do that differently on LinkedIn? Don't accept every request to connect. Be picky. A lot of people are going to ask for your connection. You don't have to say yes to everybody. It's not about numbers. It's about quality contacts. Find interesting people and connect with top people. That's what I would say. Go after the managers, the supervisors, or as we talked about recruiting, maybe you have other interests. Maybe you're going for someone from a job standpoint, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Some other things, send personal notes. The mail function in LinkedIn is awesome. It is not spammy. It gets past these networks today. People read comments or notes that are sent on LinkedIn. I found great success in that. We talked about commenting on shared contact. Also follow companies. If you have an interest in a company, follow them. Follow your competitors. Know more information about those. See what employees are at those competitors of yours. Look at people at those different companies that you're trying to follow. I think you have to go, and again, I know this seems like a big number, but you have to have a minimum of 5,000 connections to be effective. That's just me. Some people could have less. I really found that I could get a big return once I hit that 5,000. Right now, I'm almost to about 10,000 is where I'm at right now. But minimum you gotta be at 5,000 connections, and it does take years to get there. So it's not the easiest thing. It's not a quick thing, but try to build up your connections as quickly as you can. When you send invites to connect, make sure you delete them after 2 weeks. There's no sense if someone hasn't connected with you after 2 or 3 months, maybe they're not active on LinkedIn. It could be other reasons. Simply delete those so they're off your profile, and you don't get penalized for those. Recruiting. I recruited 4 of my top executives this year off LinkedIn. Get the paid in LinkedIn service. And when I say that, get the personal, not the recruiting module, get the personal. There is a recruiting module that you can purchase through LinkedIn. I don't think it's needed. They hound me all the time trying to get me to buy it. Again, if you're personally going after people, I think you could do it, again, with that personal paid subscription. Recruit locally. I typically recruit a lot locally on LinkedIn. I meet the person over coffee, and recruit nationally. I think that's a lot harder because, again, you're trying to get somebody to move from where they're currently at to your location. Maybe they work remotely, depending on the job, but nationally is a lot harder. Recruiting techniques. What I usually do is have a discussion with someone about a potential opportunity. I don't even list the job. I just say I have this opportunity. It's amazing when you use certain words like opportunity that people it strikes them a little bit differently. They want to inquire, they're kind of curious what this is all about. Meet in person. Once you establish a relationship on LinkedIn, try to find a place to meet. Have that discussion about that opportunity. Meeting by phone is okay, but I've had the best results. I asked for that person, I asked them for a coffee, some place where I can meet. Because the goal is you want to take that conversation offline. You do not want to keep sending messages to people through LinkedIn or through another email. Get to know who that person is. Seek out several people at the same time. That's what I typically do. If it's a position I'm trying to fill, I'm going to look at several people for that location. Because based on that several people, some are on LinkedIn, some are not. Again, you need a wider audience to kind of see who is really looking, how serious are they. And again, that's kind of where I'm at. And then beware that people can see you looking at their LinkedIn profile. So as I'm searching out these people, I do leave you can turn it off and make yourself, turn your picture off so they don't know who you are, or it just is the name of your company. I think that's really creepy. If I'm looking at your profile, I want people to know I'm looking at your profile. If I look at your profile every day, it is going to show up that I'm looking at it every day. So again, you kind of got to use that a little wisely, but if you're looking at somebody's profile and it's maybe 2 or 3 times, send that person a note. At least they know that you're looking, or there's a reason why you're checking that out. But just be aware people can see with a paid subscription if you're looking at their profile or not. Marketing and sales. This is great. I think LinkedIn is perfect for this. I found many decision makers. That's the hardest thing for me. I have to find that decision maker who makes all the decisions in that company for analytical testing. Again, if you narrow the search with a paid subscription, you can find those decision makers much faster than calling the company or using some type of email list or other avenues. But do search out those decision makers. Set up appointments on the road. I would be in a city like Atlanta, maybe tomorrow. From here, I will tell that person, I'll do a search on Atlanta. Maybe it's a particular company I'm going after. Could be a vendor, whatever. Tell them that you're going to be in their area for a short period of time. Would it be possible to stop? It is the best way to set up appointments. I'm telling you, I've set up more appointments from Omaha, where I'm currently in, out of other cities. Once I go there the next day, I've got 2 or 3 appointments lined up, all through LinkedIn. Again, I've mentioned this, LinkedIn Mail can penetrate most firewalls. People read those notes. Seek out target markets too and make connections. I've done that a lot too. Maybe it's a new client you're going after. Again, find that company, connect with 2 or 3 people, because maybe you don't know who the decision maker is. Those 2 or 3 people, somebody will tell the other, or they'll talk to each other asking, who's this guy? Why is this person asking to meet with us? And then you'll learn through that connection who the decision maker is. In summary, I would just say connect with people. This is the future. It's all about relationships. When I told you that we lost our 2 companies in the beginning of the year, it's because we were not close enough with the relationship. I think you need to be meeting with people. I think we're going to see a whole new wave of connecting with people face to face that we've never seen before. Second, have coffee and invite people you're connected to, even those you've never met before. I know that's so contrary to what you'll hear, that they say you can only build your network with only people that you know. I wouldn't do that. And then finally here, have a sense of purpose. In my case, I like to connect with other Christian business leaders. If you follow me, and you're welcome to, you will see about 2 to 3 times a week, I post a little note about prayer or about something in the season, like about Christmas. And I have found this great network of people who have that same sense of purpose, who like to be around like-minded people. And that little network has spread into, again, I can't tell you, I started in May, it has just grown. But it's the same people. You build a tight network around these people, and the word does spread fast. What you'll find too is not everybody likes everything on LinkedIn, but man, they see you in public, they know who that person is. In my case, if you go out to mine and you see a video, the video is so different because it's this guy who works out in the morning at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I'm just an early morning guy, and I have a 1 to 2 minute message. I wanted something, somehow, some way to connect with people that people would remember who I was. That's who that person is with the headband who works out early in the morning. And again, you're welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn. Mention, or if you want to send an email, mention that you saw this webcast. I'd be happy. Then I'll know exactly that you got this information from there. But I think that third one is really the key, and that's really the key to the whole growth. You will see phenomenal growth if you do these things. I can only tell you that I'm hiring the right people again. I'm getting to the right people, even on the company side, the sales side. I'm getting to the right companies out there, getting to the decision makers faster. Again, LinkedIn is probably where I spend most of my time now from a business standpoint. So, questions. What did I not say? Please tell if there was still something that I didn't cover in this. I know that's a lot of information fast, but I really wanted to get through that and see what type of questions people have.
Okay, Brent, I do have a couple questions that came through. The first one said, did you find it necessary to pay for LinkedIn, or do you use the free version?
I think you have to pay. I use the, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I don't do the top tier. I don't do any of their products. I just do the personal one. I think it's $200 or $300. I want to say it's $300, 300 something a year, but I could be off. They've recently raised their prices. But again, if you're really into if you're into any of those areas or you're doing all of it, you need that paid version.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. The second one, how often should you update your personal profile?
It's a great question. I like to update it by adding media. Maybe it's something maybe if you write any articles on LinkedIn, you can always add those to your profile. That summary, from time to time, I change it. Other than that, I really don't. Again, of course, if you get a new job, you should change it. I don't update the profile that much, and you got to watch your setting, because every time you do that, it sends a note to all of your connections too. So even if you just change director to DIR, abbreviate it, it'll go to all your connections. So I would say I don't update it like I used to as much. Maybe the summary statement from time to time.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to put you on the spot from one of our attendees today, but they wanted to know if you could share your screen and show us your LinkedIn profile.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm telling you, my LinkedIn profile, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything special about that. Let's see. Uh, Again, this is my profile. If you can you see that?
Um,
Oops,
you'll
I didn't
actually have to change the
share it, don't I?
share.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, perfect.
So there you go. That's my profile. I like the company in the background. I did that maybe a few years ago, just so they know where I worked.
Brent, do you want to copy that URL and paste it in our chat to everyone so they can find you easily?
Yeah, I could do that. And I'm just trying to find the chat.
Oh, do you see the part? Oh, people. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, perfect. There it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
That way they can find it. We don't have to spend too much time.
Now, this is kind of interesting, though. If you can still see that, you still see my screen?
We can, yes.
Okay. So if you look down here, this is the dashboard. This is what you get with a paid version. I can see who viewed my profile in the last few days. So here, from everywhere from some employees to different, again, depending on, a lot of these people are looking for careers or jobs, or maybe they're vendors. It's interesting to look at that. But you can see the profiles. That's what mine looks like. And again, it's the premium version. But yeah, there's so much information. Again, it really helps you narrow down and see a lot of things.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you, Brent. A couple more questions. How often should you post on your company page?
Company page, that's a great, another good question. On the company side, we do it about every day. We've seen the numbers go up. It's just very slow, I would say. Maybe if you get 5 a week, that's a good week. But we do post on our company page as well. But again, I don't know if too many people are checking out the company that much. I probably see more on Facebook than I do on LinkedIn, which is kind of weird to me.
Okay, so you use your personal page more than your company page for LinkedIn.
Well, I have a marketing department that updates the company page.
Okay, sure.
Regularly, three times a week, I would say.
Perfect. Okay. This member said, I have not spent much time on this. Can you search by business industries like ag, fashion, retail, etc.?
Yes, this search button here, I don't know if you could still see my screen, right?
We can, yes.
Okay. So what I do, I don't know, depending on what you're looking in, it's got a very powerful, so in agriculture, I can get it down to here. I can look at my connections. I typically will go after a location, and I do a lot of local searches. So maybe it's the greater Omaha area, and I can even do it by company. So if I want to even go down to, I just want to see people at Cargill. I can go all the way down from agriculture down to Cargill and look at the people based on that, or based on those results. So it's again, depending on what you're looking for, I typically am looking for certain people at certain companies. That's how I use it.
Perfect. Thank you. And I think this is the last one, unless another question comes up, but what kind of message should you include with an invitation to connect?
That's another good one. And I'm about half and half. Sometimes I leave a note. Sometimes I won't even leave a note. If I leave a note to connect, typically it's because I read something that they posted. Or even find something that they posted. It could have been posted a month ago. At least I'm telling the person that I read something that they did. But I usually try to find something they've shared. If they can't find that, if there's somebody I want to meet, I'll just say, I'd really like to understand more about your company. And through that process, then maybe a subsequent email. Hey, it sounds like there might be I see we have some shared connections. You can see down here, it'll always tell you how many shared connections you have with another person. Sometimes there's some. That's another good words to put in there. Just ask for the connection, basically. I would keep it as, hey, I see you're in agriculture and you look like a top leader at your company. I'd like to add you to my network, or can we, I'd like to learn more about your company. Would you be open to having coffee or a discussion, or just a lead-in, simple lead-ins like that. Keep it short, and typically people are pretty nice. There's not too many times. Is the minute you mention something salesy, like I'm a business coach and I have this great offer for you, that's a huge turnoff. People don't like to be sold or connected and then turn around and sell them right away. Just have a discussion, have a meeting.
Perfect. That was great. Thanks, Brent. One more. Do you find that most people agree to meet in person?
Yes, I think yes. And I do it. I typically do coffee and I try to go early in the morning. And when I say early, not 4, but like 7 to 8 or something like that. But out of 50 times, probably I've had no, maybe once or twice.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's great information. So the questions keep coming in. I hope you're okay still answering. Another one. So the question says, should we always accept when people ask us to connect? And I want to expand on that a little bit. I heard you say to be picky.
Yeah.
And when you say that, how do you decide to be picky? And then how do you then turn around and ask people to accept your request when you're not even accepting all requests?
Right. I just look at it. I look at if I search them out first. If they only have 2 connections, I'm probably not going to. They're just getting started. It's probably not a good fit. Typically, most of the people I connect with have over 500 connections, 500 plus. Or I'll look what shared connections. Is there someone in that shared group that I'm connected with who's also, wow, I know this person. They're connected to him. That must be a pretty good, person. I really am just I look at where they work. If I don't recognize the company, or if it's, I really get overseas companies are really trying to connect hard with people and are outside the country. And you really have to do your homework. I usually make sure they're connected to somebody that I'm connected to first. If they're not, I usually don't know. Since I don't know them, those are the ones I'm probably most leery about. And typically I have connected with those in the past. And then right away you get another one that says, will you buy this, or will you pay for this? Once that happens, I go back into that profile and I do unconnect them because I don't like to be sold right away. So you have that flexibility too. You can connect to somebody, and if it's like, wow, this person keeps trying to sell me all the time, you can certainly disconnect from them too.
Perfect. Now, I know you said you have a marketing company that, or your marketing staff that actually does the posting for your company, but one of the attendants today asked if we could see your company profile. Can you access it?
Sure. So you can see here. Yeah, and they are so much better. People who have known me for a long time, I finally hired some digital marketers, and you can see they're way better. There's much better quality than what I used to share on LinkedIn. So, but that's typically what we kind of share an article behind it, or maybe it's a show we're at, or some information about certain people at our lab. But that's typically what we have here. The other thing I do like about following companies, you can always see which employees are employees on LinkedIn. So I do like that as well. But that's our page right there.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. I believe that is all. I don't see anything else come through. So I'm going to go ahead